Ho ho buddies, welcome to Borderline Games. I'm Gareth and today we're playing Chaos Head. Last time we finished the route for Ayase, that was the a bloody contract for your sins. And now we're doing a route for, what's her name? Kozue. Kozue. And that is, oh, stop. That is a disease that leads to slaughter. So we're going to jump right in and do that. Not continue. Not continue. We're going to start. And then we're going to just skip a bunch until we get to Chapter 1, Delusion Trigger number 1, and we're going to make it negative. So let's go. Oh, we're recently having some decorating doing. And, oh, I can just skip all of this. We're having some decorating doing. And I've had to move all of the stuff in our hallway into the dining room, which I am now sat. And that leaves me feeling awfully claustrophobic, because all this stuff is kind of surrounding me as I'm playing this. I feel like if I can just lock into the game and not think too much about the fact that I've got bags and boxes kind of surrounding me, I'll be alright. How's your day going? You doing okay? We're getting our walls painted brinjal, which is like a deep purple. What do you think about that? What do you think about purple walls? Is that a mistake? Okay, we can skip this, I think. Oh, no we can't. Hang on. We can't skip it. I've just realised. Idiot. Already. Hang on, don't close it. Quick load. Am I going to have to go... I think we have to go to the... Let's go to the beginning. Oh, we can go to the beginning. It's not that big of an issue. We're only 2 minutes in. Okay, so... when we get to the first one, it's negative. It's not neutral, it's negative. Okay, cool. Yeah, so... we're doing a bunch of decorating. We're having brinjal walls in the hallway. And a kind of like an off black for the woodwork. We're going to have like a licorice house. Kind of makes me think of licorice. You know what I mean by that? I spoke to Vicky about that and said it made me think of licorice, and I think that put her off the idea a little bit. There was an off-white and a kind of, not a pillowbox red, but like a softer red than a very vibrant red, and I said it reminded me of strawberries and cream, you know, the candy. And she didn't like that either, so I'm going to have to stop saying what things remind me of, because this needs to be negative, because it just slows down the whole process. Okay, we can skip that. Negative. Okay, so once that's happened, we're going to go to Delusion Trigger number 2 in the base with an army. It's going to be negative or neutral. Just don't have to pick. Basically, don't pick positive for this second one, and then we can just skip all the way to Chapter 2, which is great. And here she is. We can just skip it, I reckon. Yep, skip it. So we can skip all of this. And then Chapter 2. Delusion Trigger number 8. Join the Phantasm performance. Okay, I do know what that one is. I'm kind of excited about this this route, because we don't know much about Kozue apart from that she was, what, a foreign exchange student or something like that? I wonder what else there is going to be to learn about her. So it looks like it... Where does it... as you progress, a handful of Kozue-related intermissions will be interspersed throughout the story. The skip mode will disengage during these scenes. Okay, so it's going to branch into a disease that leads to slaughter, ending in chapter 7. So we've got a ways to go, skipping. Trying to think of anything else to talk about here. We have me and my band have got another gig lined up in. This is going to come out way after, but it's in February. So that's cool. Be nice to do another gig. What else? What else? We're gonna have any Kozue things coming up soon? I guess not. Do you think Takumi has redeemed himself at all? Since the events of Nanami's... I think that was Nanami's one was like a... Nanami's route called Daydream. It was probably the worst one that we'd seen. The worst version of Takumi. I mean, he kind of overall sucks anyway. I feel like he's redeemed himself a little. But he still has this kind of incel vibe to him that leaves a sour taste in your mouth. Is Yua. 6 minutes in and we haven't done anything yet. Okay, we're getting there. Am I right in thinking it's coming up? Is it this one? During the Phantasm performance, positive or neutral? I guess we can be neutral. And then we can carry on skipping. Until chapter 3. At Center Street with Senna. Oh, okay, when there's, when she's in the bus. Positive or negative, not neutral. Okay, cool. That looks like it's our next delusion trigger as it happens. There she is. So it's this one. Oh, it's not in the bus. Okay, cool, that's fine. So, positive or negative. Okay, let's make it negative. Oh, I've not done this, I guess. Who is talking, do you think? Is it going to be me, or is it going to be her? There's no mistaking it. You can see me, can't you? Yeah? She'd said you can see me, right? Me as in the person standing in front of me, Girl B. Suddenly, Girl B's expression twisted in misery, and she crouched down in front of me. With her eyes on the same level as mine, her gaze seemed to almost plead with me. No one would ever find me. No matter how loud I screamed, no one would ever hear me. My body just passed through them. It's so cold. Here, look. You can see through my legs. Something happened to me, but I have no idea what. I feel like I've been wondering about this place for years, for decades. Oh god, was she a ghost? No. That was ridiculous. I didn't have the power to see ghosts. I didn't have anything even like that. I've been searching for so long for the one who would find me. Thank you. Thank you so much. Alright, Elvis. As a reward, I'll chop your head off. Uh-oh. I'll possess you. Okay, there we go. Answer me. You see it, don't you? The D-sword. Huh? When I came back to myself, I couldn't immediately grasp what was going on, leaving me to blankly stare up at Girl B. She wasn't crying, her legs weren't transparent, and her hands were just normal. What the... had that been a delusion? At any rate, a D-sword? The hell was that? It was the first time I'd ever heard that word. Girl B had said it was a sword, and whatever she was carrying was definitely shaped like a sword, but... why was she asking me if I could see it? Off we go. Okay, so that's done. In the classroom, Kozue has just joined your class. So that's positive. So we can skip this one. And then we've got 2 more to skip. Or... no, just 1 more to skip. Okay, cool. 1 more to skip. And then it's got to be positive. 1 more to skip. That's this one. And Rimi's there, and then she's gone. Let me get rid of that mouse for you. Off he goes. We've not had any Kozue sections yet, have we? I guess it's going to come after this next bit. So much stuff happens. Too much. I say make this visual novel a lot shorter. You can cut a load of stuff. Here we go. Okay, so it has to be positive. Does it have to be human? Audrey too. And sure enough, there was someone there. She was extremely petite, possibly even more so than Nanami. She looked fairly timid, emulating that Mo gets bullied all the time archetype. If I had to choose, she was probably mid-tier when it came to 3D girls. For some reason, she was looking down at the floor, her eyes filled with tears. Mouse away. Kind of. There. Wouldn't it be nice if the transfer student was some holy messenger, sent here to protect me and slay the demon? Whoever Rimi was, I had no doubt she was dangerous. My life was being eroded, and I knew that for a fact. Unless things changed, I'd be a dead man walking. That's why I'm here. Is that the voice I gave her? Suddenly the transfer student turned her gaze toward me and whispered that. Oh, she's whispering. No way. Could she be here to help me? Yes. This transfer student must be a professional exorcist. Yes. Of course. What else would she be here for? She acts frail, but that's all it is. It's an act. Yes. She must be here to kill Rimi. Oh, yes. The 2 of them should just kill each other. No. Say no to that. I think that's it. We've unlocked the... there we go. Discovered Kozue's story. Takumi-kun, I'm here for blood. The demon girl is my target. Even though the transfer student's eyes were welling with tears, they were also filled with determination. Despite her timid appearance, I felt like I could trust her. There was no doubt that from an outsider's perspective, her words were blatantly nonsensical. I was the only person in the sea of confused people who wasn't perplexed by her first words. In fact, I was screaming for joy. Internally, of course. I'm saved. No doubt. An exorcist organization sent this girl to dispose of Rimi. Fuck yeah! Kill that bitch! Taku. Don't let her trick you. Rumi's panicked voice rang from behind me. It's not me she's after. It's you. Don't listen to her. Cease your deception, demon. This is the end for you. You're the demon here. Both of you. Shut up. Right now I didn't care who the real demon was, nor who my real ally was. I want to spend my life watching Blood Tune and playing ESO every day, and I'm happy with that life. So I couldn't give less of a damn what you two do. In fact, you'd be doing me a favour if you just killed each other. Yeah, like that cliche where two warriors hit each other at the same time and both of them die. Following those words, I could feel a rising unease spread throughout the room. A transfer student whose name I didn't know, and a demon girl who'd only been in this class since the day before yesterday. Each glaring daggers at each other from their own separate corners of the room, the tension between them burning like a fuse trailing toward a pack of TNT. The homeroom teacher and the rest of the students were on the edge of their seats watching intently as the events unfolded. Fine. I'll do as Taku says. I have no objections. I'll put you to rest, assassin. And I'll send you back to hell, Miss Demon. And then they both sprang into action. Of course, something like that would never actually happen. The transfer student remained as sheepish as ever, not uttering as much as a peep. Rumi also didn't say a word. In fact, she didn't give any indication that she was here at all. The scattered whispers grew to murmurs as the transfer student maintained her silence. So in order to comfort her, the teacher placed his hand on her shoulder. Oh, looks like she's a little nervous. Alright, I'll take you off to the hot seat. I'll take you off the hot seat. This is Orihara Kozue. Oh, I can skip this. Oh, I guess not yet. I hope you'll all welcome her as a new member of the class. Orihara, your desk is over there in the back. Go ahead and take a seat. The transfer student made her way to the back without saying a word, keeping her head low to the ground. We skipping yet? No. Her seat was 4 rows behind mine. Should I pretend to watch her so I could catch a glimpse of the people behind me? Problem was that I drew a lot of unwanted attention to myself. I didn't want any DQNs trying to pick a fight, or don't go staring at her just because she's cute or some BS like that. I was at a loss for what to do. Should I look now or should I wait until class is over? My head still firmly pressed against my desk, I squeezed my fist tightly. Forget it. I was a coward. Just the thought that if I turned around my eyes would meet with that girl's sent shivers down my spine. Hey, you over there. Huh? Are you a baddie? If you are, then Kozupi's... Oh, this is Kozupi, isn't it? Are you a baddie? If you are, then Kozupi's A-okay with killing you. The transfer student walked right by my seat. Taken aback, I glanced at her face. Our eyes met, only for her to immediately avert her gaze and continue walking. What was that voice? No doubt it'd just been another one of my delusions. I'd been feeling overwhelmed by them lately, almost as if reality and delusion were blending together. Still lacking the courage to turn around, my body stiffened even further, squeezing inward in my seat. I tried to focus on staying completely still, desperately trying to avoid drawing Rumi's attention. Okay, so now we're just looking for scenes with Kozue. We've unlocked the alternate ending, the other route, a disease that leads to slaughter. And now we just have to worry about when Kozue comes into the picture. There's Shogun. Chapter 4. There's Senna, Remy, Serotan. There's Kozue. I think that was Kozue, wasn't it? It was, right. The time of recording now is 1:10 and I'm so tired. I was planning to do a second one after this one, but I don't know whether I'm gonna. I guess we'll find out. We get second wind. I normally do like about half an hour for these episodes, but seeing as so much has been just skipping this, I might just try and do another 10 minutes. Oh, here we go. Hello, Kozue. As the final class ended, the stuffiness of the school day gave way to a restful afternoon. Alone, Arihara Kozue plodded her way out through the front gate. As she walked, her lazed motions and lowered head highlighted her frailty. Frailty, I guess. With her knit eyebrows and muddled expression, it seemed as if she was holding back tears. Having just transferred schools, Kozue felt isolated from her peers. However, that was only natural for her. She would would never speak. Even when called on by a teacher to solve a problem or read from a book, she would just fidget in her seat, tears welling in her eyes. Not a single person in school had ever heard her voice, neither student nor teacher. Kozue constructed walls between herself and them, and those made curious by the novelty of a transfer student were quick to drift away. Even then, one or two inquisitive classmates were still determined to speak with her, but she had no desire to open her heart to them. Still, she never felt that her situation was particularly urgent. Even though it was only one person, she did have a friend. An older girl, who was not in her class. Given that Kozue was new in town, the girl was the only person in all of Tokyo that she could confide in. Is that Senna? Other than her, she felt she did not need to make friends. She did not need to get along with her classmates. All she really wanted was to continue living her quiet life. On this evening in Shoto Park, one could hear the sounds of children playing alongside the pond's bank. A boy happened to pass right by Kozue on a trail along the waterside. In his hand, he held a petite mirror that displayed the face of its owner. Two housewives, likely the mothers of the children at play, were chatting on a bench. Kozue could hear their voices clearly. There's this strange video floating around about a trifold mirror. It's awfully scary. Oh, is it? I haven't seen it, so I can't say I would know. What exactly is a trifold mirror? Here. It's one of these, with the 3 mirrors in a row that fold out. Oh yeah, I've seen mirrors like that before. So you were saying something about a creepy video? Kozue stopped dead in her tracks near the bench. Her forehead became sickeningly slick with sweat. The women put their talk on pause, glancing questioningly at the odd girl before them. Suddenly becoming aware of herself, Kozue rushed away from the park. Mirrors. For Kozue, they were a source of great psychological trauma. Not wanting to recall the past, she frantically fought to keep the memories from flooding her mind. She fought to keep the memories from flooding her mind. There's so many tongue twisters in this visual novel, I swear. She told herself that she was overthinking it and again continued walking toward the station. See, there was another one. As she approached the front of Bunkamachi, her eyes were assailed by light. A glaring and radiant light. Kozue shivered in fear. So many times in the past, she'd been assaulted like this by reflections in the mirror. Her mind overflowed with panic. unable to hold down her nightmarish past any longer. Was it a coincidence, or was she being targeted? She looked all around, praying it was just a misunderstanding. A short distance away, a white station wagon came to a stop. A man leaned out of the driver's window. In his hand was a mirror. He seemed to be adjusting its angle. The light struck Kozue's eyes again and again. Frightened, she raised her hands to block the light, dashing across the pedestrian scramble in order to escape. Her mind ran rampant with terror and disorder. She wanted to get home as quickly as possible. She did not want to be here. Tears streamed down her face. It has to be a coincidence. She desperately repeated those words to herself, wiping away the tears with her fingers. Just then, light assailed her eyes once again. Its glare dazzled her, violently piercing her gaze. The car from earlier had followed her. This time only the driver's arm protruded from the window, and in his hand he still held that very same mirror. Snapping out of her trance, she put everything she had into running for the station. She bumped into numerous pedestrians while pushing through the crowd. The fear kept her moving, paying no mind to all the mockery and insults sent her way. Upon arriving at the station, she turned around, only to find the white car stopped at a traffic light at a scrambled crossing. Kozue hid under the shadow of the Hachiko statue, huddling in place with bated breath, struggling to comprehend all that had happened. In her head, the same phrase repeated like a broken record. It's just a coincidence. It's just a coincidence. It's just a coincidence. That sailor suit's so hot it's on fire. Oh yeah, she was making the fire. Yeah, we saw her, what was she setting on fire? She was like, in one of those oil drum fire kind of things. She was like setting something on fire like it was from her past, I don't know. Startled by the voice, she lifted her head. A man, seemingly a college student, stood by the Hachiko statue as if waiting for someone. He stood alone, his back turned to Kozue, and spoke into the phone, pressed against his ear. His voice echoed in her head. That sailor suit was so hot it was on fire. That sailor suit was so hot it was on fire. The man did not turn toward her. The phone remained against his ear. He seemed to be listening to whoever was speaking on the other end. However, not once did the man chime in or nod. He simply stood there, still as could be. Was he really on the phone? Yeah, my bride from the seashore is fantastic. There she is, burning things. The voice echoed once again. She could not understand how or why, but the man was speaking of things related to her painful past. She began to tremble. It frightened her to even so much as look at the man. She slowly crouched down on the spot, covering her eyes. No, it was covering her ears. It's all a coincidence. This is all one big coincidence. It's one big coinky-dink. She continued silently chanting this to herself. As she sat there, crouched in place, an hour passed. Many people had passed by, but none tried to speak to her. When she finally managed to timidly raise her head, she found that the man was long gone. Weird. That's an interesting insight to Kozue's story, isn't it? We can skip this as well. This is Senna, I think, is it? No, it's not. Senna comes later, I think. What chapter are we on now? 5 or 6 or 4 still? The group dive that Yua was a part of. Or Mia, actually. Turns out that it was her sister. No, it was Yua, disguised as Mia. That's the truth, isn't it? Another example of something is there, apparently. I can't remember this bit. Oh, there was Yua. With me there. I'm just skipping. Half an hour in, we're nearly there. This is the center bit I thought was happening before. She cuts open some rucksacks. Rucksacks? Backpack. Rucksack. It is called a rucksack, isn't it? Sounds so weird. It is a rucksack. Oh, you can tell I'm tired. Backpack, rucksack. It is a rucksack. I had to just Google it just in case. There's Ban and Momo, whatever her name is. Earthquake. Oh, I didn't notice what that was. We've seen that. So this is, it's got to be chapter 6 now, right? Yeah, this is Yase jumping off. Saved by the bell. By Takumi. So after this chapter, at the end of this chapter, we have Takumi going to the top of the O front, whatever it's called. And then hopefully we'll be diverging to something else. This is Nanami's hand being found in the box. There it is. Here we are. So we need to find the answers to these questions so that we can find our sword. What was it again? Let's have a look. Here we are. So it's yes, I saw a sword. Let me say yes again. I distinctly saw a sword. Yes, I did. No. No. And then yes. Okay, we did it. And then hopefully we're going to be getting the next chapter. The Kozue's route. There we go. Oh no, hang on. Maybe it's the next one. I think it's the next one, actually. That's okay, we can wait, can't we, guys? You've got nowhere to be. How do you reckon you pronounce Kozue? I think I've been pronouncing it right, but maybe not. Kozue. Let's have a listen. Ooh, music. Kozue. 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 I guess I have been saying it wrong. I had no reason to come to school anymore. Okay, we can do that. Skip it. No more Kozue bits, no? We're going to have a Kozue bit here? Yeah, we are. Huh. Huh. There was little indication that there were any people present in the back alley of the center guy. The breathing of a girl, Orihara Kozue, could faintly be heard resounding through it. Wow, she fucked them up. She cradled a gargantuan sword. Or perhaps it was not a sword. Its unique shape brought its identity into question. It was more akin to a snowboard. The sharpness of the blade could not compare to one, however. Its surface was stiff and it exuded a brutish aura. Wielded against another person, it could slice through them with ease, all while grinding every bone in their body to dust. Maroon blood trickled down the blade, clinging to its edges. God's judgment sighed. A young man in front of Kozue attempted to crawl away. Despite the puddles of filthy water, he tried desperately to get even a little bit farther away from her. Kozue's face held a brilliant grin as she stared at the man. There was no trace of her usual cowering, timid personality. She was enjoying herself. Her cheeks were flushed, perhaps from excitement. The sword in her hand had been used on 2 others before the man, and it had been a remorseless bloodbath. Kozupe's not going to kill you, but baddies need to be punished. The face of the vulgar young men were bloodied and swollen. Until only moments ago they'd been tormenting Kozue's classmate, Nishijou Takumi. She'd heard the voices of their hearts by chance. Multiple boorish voices had wrenched their way into her into her head, as she was passing by. Piece of shit, don't look down on me, you Esper freak. Die, I'll beat you to death, you little shit. Pathetic. Oh, okay. I'll whoop your ass. Fucking die, Esper. Shut your goddamn mouth. Fuck, I'm so pissed off I'm gonna end you. That stupid bitch gave me the cold shoulder. This is revenge. Fucker, shut the hell up. Rot in hell. Fucking die already, you fake fucking Esper. The hell does it take to kill you, fuck? Just die. This shit's just what I was told to do. This shit, hang on. I was told to do this shit, get the money. This shit's just what I was told to do. Do this shit, get the money. That's what it was. I make a shit ton of money, I fuck him up, I get the money, I want money, I beat him to utter shit, I'll fucking kill you, kid, I'm gonna slaughter you, I'll tear you to pieces. Ah ha 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 ha. Christ, it feels good beating people to a pulp. There's nothing fucking better, I swear. It's like I'm fucking high or something. For real, this is fucking fantastic, I don't give a shit about the world. There's nobody who can fucking stop me. The police won't do shit, my old boss won't do shit, my fucking mum won't do shit. Either nobody but me is on the fucking top. There ain't nobody better than me. I'm at the top of the fucking world. Bitch, stay still so I can kick the shit out of you. Holy shit, I'm awesome. I want to kill them. From the cluster of voices formed by perverse hearts, a single voice of rage and hatred rose above. Recognizing the heart's outcry as Takumi's, Kozue had come running to where he was. And she had then attacked the bad men. One more person, the justice would be dealt. The threat of Nishijou Takumi and herself would be eliminated. For that reason, Kozue refused to let the young man crawl away. There would be no escape. I take it back. I'm sorry, I'll die, I'm gonna die, you'll fucking kill me. I'll die, I'll die, I'll die. I don't want to die, it's not fair, don't kill me, don't kill me, don't kill me. I'm gonna fucking die, my guts will spill everywhere, I don't want to fucking die, I gotta keep living. I want to live a good life. I want to do all the stuff I always wanted to do. The young man's heart frantically pleaded for mercy. Kozue's wide smile did not fade. She gripped him by the back of the head, grabbing a fistful of hair and forced him upright. She accomplished this despite the immense disparity in their physical appearances. Lacking the willpower to resist, tears welled up in his eyes as he begged for mercy from the innocent little girl. Kozue's answer was a swift denial, but it was not one she voiced aloud. It was not one that she voiced aloud. She simply mouthed the word one letter at a time with her small mouth. N-O. Lifting it above her head, the gargantuan sword roared as it approached the man. With one blow, his jaw was pulverized. His shrieks reverberated throughout the alleyway. Or throughout the alley. The man was blown away, then collapsed in a heap. Blood would have splattered all over Kozue's clothes, but she used her blade to shield herself, allowing her to avoid such an event entirely. With a nod of satisfaction, Kozue raised her sword. She then glimpsed at Nishio Takumi, who was collapsed in the corner of the alleyway. Breathing loudly, her heart murmured.
Kozue wanted to kill them for you, but Kozue's gonna stop here.
Oh. And so the music stopped. Just a bit where she cuts people up, but she doesn't really. We assume that she's going to, but she doesn't. And there's Senna's father. Give me some more skippies. We're nearly there. Oh, here we go. Who's that, do you think? That car again. Before Shinsen Station, Arihara Kozue stood petrified. Over the past several days, she'd been going back home from here rather than Shibuya Station, all because of the white car that had been following her. And today the white car appeared once more. As if waiting for someone, it was parked in front of the station. Stricken by this, Kozue froze dead in her tracks. The passenger side window slowly began to roll down before stopping nearly halfway. Suddenly, the hand of the passenger emerged from the opening. Within their palm, a handheld mirror was clutched tightly. Through her eyes, it felt almost as if they were taunting her, goading her. The raw terror alone made her feel as if she may stop breathing at any moment. Refusing to wait even a moment longer, Kozue whipped around and took off running. Focused entirely on her attempt to get away, she had no capacity to maintain proper footing, falling and scraping her knees many times as she sprinted. Upon reaching Miyashita Park, she took refuge on a bench and continued trembling well into the night. However, she could not afford to embrace her knees forever. Despite her fears, Kozue decided that it was finally time to make her way back to Shibuya Station. Is she going to meet Suwa like, was it Ayase that met Suwa? Was that in the last chapter? But when she reached it, it was parked there too. The exact same car from before.
No! Stop it!
Though she had no destination in mind, she bolted once again. Tears poured down her cheeks with no end. Doubt was all that filled her mind. Who could possibly be in that white car? What could they possibly hope to gain by harassing her? When she came to her senses, she realised that she'd found her way back to the Shinsen station. Given that the car had been at this very station earlier, the last thing she wanted was to return to it. Taking her chances, she entered an unfamiliar narrow alley. Due to the lack of street lights, the area was incredibly dim, something that only served to magnify the already intense dread in Kozue's heart. But at this point, Kozue was already drained. She did not have the energy to continue running. Wiping away her tears, she kept up her desperate struggle, stumbling every other step of the way. And right when she thought she was about to hit the main road, the white car passed right in front of her. Kozue was shocked by its sudden appearance. It then travelled approximately 50 meters away from Kozue before stopping on the shoulder of the road. Its hazard lights flickered to life.
Stop! Stop!
She lost all willpower to run. No matter where she ran, she would always find her. They would always find her. As if it were reading her mind, the car would always anticipate where she would be. Sinking to the ground, she cradled her head in her arms.
Help me! Someone help me!
Within her heart, she cried out for salvation. But in the end, not a soul came to her rescue. Even as Kozue began to stagger away in a fit of tears, the vehicle remained parked, and to the very end, whoever was inside made no attempt to show themselves. Oh, and here we are with Takumi. Neidhart has entered the room. I guess we're going to find out exactly who this guy that's following Kozue around next month on Borderline Games. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Chaos Head. And we'll get into this, what is it called? This route called, we know what it's called. It is called A Disease That Leads to Slaughter. Next time. Make sure that you're having a wonderful day. I will see you. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye. Bye-bye-bye-bye-bye-bye. Bye.